Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Footy Fans podcast. It is me, Liam, and obviously Izzy and Benji here. And today we're going to be talking about some unpopular opinions in football that you guys have sent through that we've sort of made up ourselves, and some that are just like sort of well known in football. If you guys want to get involved in any of these videos in the future, like ones like these, make sure to follow all of our Instagrams and Footy Fans Instagram, so that's where we get to do most of our stuff. But anyway, let's actually get into the video. So the first one is maybe a bit of a biasy sort of one, but is Vardy possibly better than Kane? Izzy, do you want to start us off with this one?
Yeah, I think in their primes, I think this isn't true. And this definitely is an unpopular one because I can't see in any way that Vardy would be better than Kane. Don't get me wrong, Vardy is an insane striker and up there with the best in the league, but Harry Kane, we see it week in, week out. He's just unbelievable. And even though he went out injured for a little bit, he came back straight away and was just performing at a world-class level instantly. And I don't think, you can't sort of match that with Vardy. I think Kane is just probably the best striker in the league, in my opinion. So I disagree with that one.
Benji, what have you got to sort of say about it? Do you agree?
I'm on the same way as Izzy. Vardy's an amazing striker, but Kane on his days, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you. Kane is a very, very good striker, obviously, in his own right. He's a fantastic shooter, scores a lot of goals, and obviously is one of Tottenham's best strikers for a very long time. But and then again, if you kind of sort of look at them as singular people rather than them when they're playing with their team, I genuinely think Vardy can sort of have a shout at maybe being on the same level as Kane, maybe a little bit better. Because when you look at their attributes, Vardy is very fast for his age. Kane obviously hasn't really got that pace. Vardy can also it pops up with a goal from anywhere. He's technically actually had more experience than Kane, considering he's won more trophies and he's played in England as well. So I think it's fair to say that obviously Kane, ability-wise and with a team, is probably better. But if you look at them looking at them and combining them and sort of seeing who's better attribute-wise, I think Vardy probably has a shout. Next one is Jaden Sancho overhyped? Benji, do you want to start us off with this one?
I can do. Yeah, I think he is, to be fair. He's an amazing player, young talent from England. Manchester United wants him, and I think he had like 900 minutes without a goal or something like that in the Bundesliga. He's a good court player. Can't disrespect him. But I think he's a bit overhyped.
To be fair as well, if you put Jaden Sancho in England, would he be doing well? Like, you got to kind of think of it like that. I know he's obviously really good. He is quite good for Borussia Dortmund. I know maybe not stats wise, but he's a very creative player, very good at dribbling and can get past the player easily. But when you've got to kind of compare it to Germany, isn't like the Bundesliga isn't the same as the Premier League.
Personally, I think it sort of comes in waves, whether he's underrated or overrated. Like when he first started coming out, like in his teenagers, when like the first season we started to notice him, he was very underrated, not overhyped at all. And then this sort of Man United transfer saga came out, and then he was massively overrated, and I can agree with that. And then now he's sort of in the middle. So I think he is a bit overhyped, but I think it comes in waves, and sometimes people don't realise how good he is.
Next one is maybe one that people can sort of argue with. I'm sure the supporters of the team will probably argue with it quite a bit. But could Manchester United still win the Premier League? Personally, I mean, you can never say never, because obviously anything can happen with football. You've seen it multiple times. Obviously, you can never predict it. But at the moment, Manchester City are absolutely bossing it. I can't really see Man United pulling it back, considering there's also teams that are doing really well as well. Obviously, Leicester doing all right. Liverpool are on and off, but still kind of at the top. So I doubt Manchester United could win the league. If they did, they'd kind of probably have to win every single game from here to the end of the season, which is very, very difficult. So, yeah, like I said, never say never, but the chances of Man United still winning the league are slim to none for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think, for that period where they were at the top of the league, I was thinking, you know what, they might actually be able to do it. But it was just a matter of time before they sort of tripped themselves up, and then they got that loss against Sheffield United, and I was just like, yeah, well, to be honest, we all saw it coming. At some point down the line, they were just going to bottle it, sort of give away easy chances, lose a simple game that, to be honest, they should have absolutely thrashed Sheffield United, and they didn't. So it's definitely not something that's going to happen for the next few seasons, especially with Man City just dominating everything at the moment.
Yes, it's said that when United were on top, many people will think that they will win the league. That's the thing, when City's top, everybody thinks they will win the league. Liverpool, same with Chelsea. Every team that's on top, like 2 matches, people will say like, yeah, they're going to win the league. But all United title contenders, as you said, Liam, in football everything can happen. But if we look right now, I think no, because going 1-1 to West Brom, I shouldn't say anything as my team draw 3-3 versus West Brom, but we had a cap and goal. But I think they're not going to win the league.
Next one is I think it's very controversial. Liverpool are only good with home support or fans on their side. Izzy, do you want to sort of start with this?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I think, personally, I disagree with it. I think they're just going through a bit of a purple patch at the moment. And we saw yesterday in their Champions League game that they do have the quality, and that their drop in form recently isn't permanent. I think the fans are definitely a big boost, like the 12th man for Liverpool. But they managed to win a league without fans for a chunk of the season. So I think that sort of says it. And people can say, yeah, it's because of water breaks, it's because of this, because of that. But you can't deny it. The quality of their squad is unbelievable. I think there's definitely a small shout for it, because obviously they were playing better with the fans behind them. But I don't think that this is a permanent state of they'll only be good with fans. I think they'll definitely come back, and support has nothing to do with their sort of bad patch at the moment.
I agree with you quite a bit there with the fact that they are still a fantastic team, and obviously they've still got the ability to win the league. But if you kind of look at last season, they didn't lose until they played Watford. But like, it's so weird to see, because I think the only reason why Watford beat them was the fact that it was an away game. They didn't have a few players. Like now, they've not really. They've lost a few players for injury, and I think the occasion kind of just got to them. And you can't deny that when they're playing at home with fans, their support is incredible. Like the Anfield, like the Kop is absolutely insane. The support they have is incredible. And I think it definitely does win them games at points. So and now when you kind of look, I know you said they're kind of going through a little bit of a purple patch, but the fact is they are losing games now. They're not, now fans aren't there. So I do think that it makes quite a bit of an impact, but at the same time, you could just say, like you said, it is a bit of a dry spell. But I don't think it is that. I think it's genuinely the fact that they don't have their fans to support them.
Yeah, I think I also disagree, because as we said that almost every team always go through a tough period, and Liverpool had it now. Chelsea had it before Lampard got sacked. But yeah, they are good with fans, but fans isn't everything. They give, when they sing, and yesterday to help the team out, they always gives the team like a bit of new spirit to think that, oh, the fans are watching, we need to play our best, or what you want to say. But yeah, I disagree on that one.
The thing is, though, like without fans, you kind of lose that home advantage in a sense, because like that's sort of where the saying comes from. If you're playing at home, you've got the home advantage because you've got your fans there, and you've got more people making noise for your team. But like, and without it, it's kind of just having like a bit of a kickabout technically, because there's no one there screaming, there's no one there supporting you, and it's kind of just playing on, like it's kind of just having a football game. It's like a Sunday league game in a park or something. It's just a bit like, I know obviously you definitely cannot compare the Premier League to Sunday League, but it's just so similar in the sense of you can't predict who's actually going to win now, because every single team are kind of having good games and bad games. And it's just a bit, it's really on and off in football at the moment, I think. And yeah, I think Liverpool with fans is definitely better than Liverpool without. That's just my opinion. Next is Pep to win the UCL this year or next? Benji, do you want to start this off?
That's also a tough one, you know. Always get knocked out around the round of 16 and that things. But this city looks very good. I mean, very, very good. But if you should win it this or next year, it's quite hard because you know you have Bayern Munich right now. You have Paris. You have Barcelona lost 4-1. You have if we win versus Atletico, we have a chance to like get quite a bit to the semifinals or something. But if not this season, it's going to win it next season. But I don't want City to win. But yeah, next season or this season, I agree with this one.
Like you said, it's the one thing they haven't been able to do. Pep's done everything. He's been so successful apart from winning the Champions League. And I think possibly he could do it if, you know, his luck comes in with who he plays in later rounds this year. But I just don't see him beating either, especially once Neymar's back for PSG. I don't see them beating PSG. There's no way they're going to beat Bayern. They're just unbelievable at the moment. So possibly next season. This season, definitely not. It just depends on the signings they bring in the summer. And I saw this thing, I can't remember what pundit said it, but he said Man City are 2 signings away from making the Premier League into Ligue 1. Just a striker and a left back that are just world class, and they can do whatever they want. They can be the Bayern, they can be the PSG, because their players are so world class. It's just the sort of consistency of the positions that they're missing out on at the moment. So I think it all depends on the signings they make on the summer for whether or not they win it next season. But this season, I just don't see it happening personally.
The next one is, will Phil Foden be better than Kevin De Bruyne in sort of future time? Potentially, yes, he probably could be. Obviously, Foden's already a very good player for Manchester City, scoring goals most games he plays in. And considering he's doing that at such a young age, it just shows that he will carry on doing it. Especially in the Premier League as well. He's doing it in the highest and the hardest sort of league in the world. And I think if he can do that now, he'll continue to do it in the future. I think he just kind of needs to make sure his career doesn't go astray, kind of keeps going, keeps improving. And with that, he'll definitely become one of the best sort of in England, one of the best in the world. And you can't really argue with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he will be, because obviously he's doing what he's doing at such a young age. And Kevin De Bruyne at his age was sort of, I think he might have been at Chelsea at his age, just not getting into the squad. Then he moved to Wolfsburg, he did well. Foden's in one of the best teams in the world as a teenager, and he has been. I know he might be in his 20s now, but from a teenager, he's been getting into that Man City squad, and he's been unbelievable, and he's becoming a real key player in there at the moment. So I think he definitely will be if he keeps going. He's gaining so much experience from like the minimum age. He's just doing unbelievably. So I can see him being one of the best players in the world.
Benji, I know you've kind of got a thing where you think Mason Mount is probably better than Phil Foden, but do you kind of agree that Foden will be probably one of the best in the future?
I don't think Mount's better. Mount's better than Foden, but Foden, yeah, I was thinking, yeah, if he's better than De Bruyne, Mount's better than De Bruyne also. As Lisa said, you know, it's not how you're laughing in the background. Okay. Okay. As this is.
Oh no!
You can't even be serious about what you're saying. That's how you know it's not true.
No, but that's the thing, you know. When I heard Liam laughing, like,
I'm sorry. It's just such a
such a Chelsea fan comment.
No, but tell me why Foden better. Mount's
not only the fact did you go, oh yeah, Mason's Mount's better than Foden, but he's also better than Kevin De Bruyne as well. It's just kind of a bit.
Okay, I need to start it.
It's like me going Tom Cleverley's the best English midfielder in the world. Like it's just...
Okay. I need to.
See, you can't take your own comments seriously.
English striker.
Yeah,
Troy Deeney's the best English striker ever.
Start laughing.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I'm not trying to say that De Bruyne's better. Mount's better than De Bruyne, but in the future he can be, as Mount's already better than Foden, and is going to be better than Foden. But if we go from Foden, if he's going to be better than KDB, I also think he's going to be that. But that means Mason Mount's going to be better than Foden still. So yeah, Foden's going to get better than De Bruyne in my opinion.
Okay. The next one is Lamperty for England. I know that's probably coming from your sort of Brighton fan base, is it?
That has come from my friend, yeah.
Yeah. I think, yes, he is a very good fullback in his own right, but in terms of options that England do have for fullback, I don't think at the moment anyway he's one of the best options that we have. Obviously, we already have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, technically still Kieran Trippier, although he's a bit irrelevant now. Reece James as well is also very good. So I think, okay, I think Lamperty kind of comes behind them at the moment, but as time goes on, I think he can definitely sort of climb up the ranks a little bit. I think he should be in the England team. I just don't think he should be playing ahead of those players. Definitely, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even be biased for this one. I think the furthest he'll ever get in the England squad is a bench warmer. You've got Trent, you've got Wan-Bissaka, like you said, Reece James, Kyle Walker. There's just so many players ahead of him that are just going to be better. And obviously, apart from Kyle Walker, who's, not got much left of his career compared to the other three, but they're all in their early 20s, which is the same as Lamptey. So I think he's only ever going to be a bench warmer for England, and that would be lucky because I don't see him getting into it. He's been unbelievable for Brighton, and obviously my favourite player. He's just incredible, but he's not England quality yet, and I don't think he will be. Unfortunately, he's fallen in that age bracket where there's so many world-class fullbacks in his position, so he's been a bit unfortunate. But yeah, he's a great player, but he just won't ever get into that England squad, in my opinion.
I think as well the fact that let me just say this. I think the fact that as well, like you said, he's not really one of the best fullbacks compared to everyone else, and he falls in, like you said, he falls into the age bracket. And the fullback area at the moment is kind of where youngsters sort of come up, like come through the ranks and become a football player. Because I think Trent used to be a winger and a midfielder. Reece James, I'm fairly sure, used to be a winger as well. So all these players that are starting off in attacking positions, realising that they're probably not going to get through, and fullback is where these players come through. So I think the best way for Lamperty to possibly become an England player and become a regular is to like change position and train into a different position. And there's definitely positions which need to be improved. I know we've not really got many left back sort of options at the moment. So if he were to sort of train to be a left back and maybe change his position, he'll definitely kind of sort of give himself a better chance to be in the England squad. But yeah, go on, Benji.
But you're bullying me for saying Mount's better than Foden. I can say too easy that Lamptey's not in. Was it you that said this, or was it your friend?
This is my friend.
Yeah, he or she's quite stupid, to be fair. If we're going that way, if you're bullying me for saying Mount's better than Foden, you say a Lamptey for England, then we can go on that says my nan can start for England. Yeah. So yeah, but Lamptey for England. We have many better players. You have better players on the right side there. You have Reece James, Trent Arnold. You have Wan-Bissaka. Well, good players. Everybody are good at. Wan-Bissaka is good at defending, not the best at attacking. Trent's good at attacking, not the best at defending. James is good at both. Belante, yeah, bench warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is fair to say that he's not really he isn't ahead of like the rest of them, and he'll be good in his future, but he still probably won't be ahead of them. I think that is a fair claim. But yeah, I think for England terms, I don't think he should be playing for England like as a starter anyway. But the next is possibly again from your Brighton fan base.
Yeah.
Webster, the best ball playing defender from England. To be honest, I don't know, because I don't really sort of look at defenders that way. I think I'm very sort of stereotypical in the way of the traditional England centre back is to tackle and boot the ball, because that's sort of how we're told to play in sort of kids football. And Yeah, so he is obviously quite a good sort of defender. If any ball playing defender is a good defender, in my opinion, because you've trained yourself out of that sort of, like I said, the stereotype of getting the ball and booting it, and then sort of taking the ball, learning how to sort of see, like pick a player and play it. But in terms of best ball playing defender in England, I don't think I can agree with that, because you've got people like maybe Eric Dyer. He's obviously used to be a midfielder, so he's got a pass on him. Connor Cody's starting to come through the ranks, and here's my bias coming out. I think Ben Wilmot actually has a shout as well, because he's very young and he's quite good at picking a pass out. I'm fairly sure he used to be a midfielder.
Yeah, I disagree with this one massively. I think my friend I don't know what he was thinking with that one. I'd say he's not even the best at Brighton. I'd prefer Lewis Dunk to be sort of playing the balls over the top into the midfield. So yeah, I wouldn't even say best at Brighton. So I don't know where he's got Webster best in England.
If he's watching this video, this guy, I wouldn't be surprised if he's commenting on this video and more pace better than, I was going to say Timo Werner, than Tam Abraham. I wouldn't be surprised, because the only thing we hear, yeah, Webster. Who's that guy you said? Ben Wilmot.
Ben Wilmot.
How do you pronounce his name? Ben Wilmot.
Yeah.
Ben Wilmot.
Yeah.
Never heard of the guy. He's very good. As I think that because of his name, it sounds like that. But when we call me biased when we have this guy, but Webster is the best ball player from England. As I don't watch England that much, to be fair, I don't really know. But from what I've seen, haven't seen Webster play. I just know that Lewis Dunk is quite good, to be fair. I really like him. Then Eric Dyer, but the only one that gets in my mind is Ricardo Mori, but he's not playing this season, just for AC Milan. But I need to disagree.
The next one is, I think I definitely disagree with it, is Lloris is overrated. I completely disagree. He's a World Cup winner. He's a fantastic leader, and I think he's one of the most underrated goalkeepers, not only in the Prem but in the world. He's a fantastic goal. I can't really say anything else. He's a fantastic goalkeeper.
I disagree completely. I think you can't call a World Cup winner someone with that much quality consistently for so many years cannot be overrated. He's like up there with one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, especially. I know he's kicking on a bit now, but before Alisson and Ederson came in, he was up there, top 3. And yeah, I completely disagree with Jack. That's poor, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, it's coming from an Arsenal fan. Liam. He's an underrated goalkeeper. That's the thing. He's very good with the feet. He's in the best, but in terms of saving the ball, he's good. He's also a good leader. I would really want him in Chelsea, but now it's not possible, to be fair. But he's not overrated. Come on, Jack. I like you, but not overrated.
If anything, he's overrated.
Yeah, that's the thing. Who's been Spurs' goalkeeper for the last 10 or so years? Can get not looking at injuries. When he's been injured, he's not been playing. But when he's not been injured, he's been Spurs' goalkeeper for the past however many years he's been there. He's never been replaced, and I think that says so much, considering if you're a goalkeeper that's not been replaced, you are that club's best goalkeeper, and that can't be argued with. Next one, Bappe will be better than Messi and Ronaldo. I honestly couldn't agree more. He's at this age, he scored more goals than they have when they were that age. And he's already won the World Cup. He's won and scored in the World Cup final. He's won, obviously, his league a couple of times. And he was in a Champions League final as well. So I think you just can't disagree with the fact that he is going to be world class. He'll definitely be on the same level as Messi and Ronaldo. And if not better, I don't think that's stupid to say.
Yeah, I actually agree with this one as well, and I'd go as far as saying he could become the best of all time, going past Pele, all those players, because like you said, from such a young age, he's done so much. He's matched, if not beaten, Pele's records from his sort of World Cup stats. He was like even younger than he is now. Now we're like, Jesus, he's still so young and he's doing so well. But World Cup was nearly 3 years ago, and since then he's been unbelievable. So I can see it happening 100%. Just the quality he's got so naturally from such a young age.
Bappe, no, not as good, but quite. If you know, like if we do our tier list and we have God like Messi, Ronaldo, then like under that we're going to have Mbappe. He's not going to be that good. No.
The last one is Kane at Man United makes them Premier League winners. Yeah, no. Got a Benji. It sounds like you've got something to say. You can start.
No, he's not going. If he moves there, no. But he's going to be a good player for the team. But then we can say if Timo Werner goes to Sheffield United, we win the league with them. You know, that's okay. That's not the same thing. But no, just no.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. I think I said it at the start. I think Kane is a good striker, but he's only very good with Son because of that partnership. So if Man United sign Son and Kane, yeah, that makes them Premier League winners. But Kane alone, I don't think it would obviously make them better and it make them Champions League guaranteed. I think not Champions League winner, Champions League spot guaranteed. But I think he kind of sort of. I don't know, to be completely honest. I'm kind of on the edge of saying it gives them more hope because it does give them the quality striker that kind of Man United have been missing for a very long time. But I still don't think it'd make them Premier League winners. I think that's quite a fair shout, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you sort of hit the nail on the head with it would definitely make them better, but it wouldn't make them Premier League winners. I think Man United could even make him worse. And that's probably a bit harsh, but like I think he'd do well. But I think if he joined a different team, he'd be a lot more successful.
If he ever wanted to win anything in his career, he should have left then. And I think I can't really see him leaving now. And if he did leave, it wouldn't be to anyone that was going to win anything. So, yeah, in terms of going to Manchester United, I think you got it right in the fact that it wouldn't improve anything and it might make him a worse player. So, yeah, I don't agree with that sort of that quote. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you follow the Footy Fans on Instagram. And yeah, just thank you guys for watching and see you in a bit.